I was watching some news program, perhaps CBS This Morning. I don't know, one of these news broadcasts. They were speaking, of course, on the recent mass shooting in Buffalo, New York, by this teenage white supremacist at this grocery store a few days ago, almost a week ago. And they were like scratching their heads. What? I don't understand. Do you understand? I don't understand. They were scratching their head because it seems as though, as horrific this shooting was, and President Biden goes to Buffalo, New York, and place flowers on the ground or whatever, show that the president, the nation, is behind you. This is not us. This is not America. Yes, it is. But that's what they go through that ritual. This is not America. We don't do this kind of stuff. Even though America has been doing this for hundreds of years, this is not America. We don't do this kind of stuff. Even though you have innocent black people, political prisoners from the 1960s, still locked up, you still would like to arrest Assata Shakur. And so, no, this is not America. We don't do that. I don't understand. No, we don't support this. America is with you, okay? But they're scratching their heads because some of them are wondering. Well, some of them are pretending. They're pretending to wonder. I wonder, why is there no outrage from white America? Now, what was it, a year ago? You had Caucasian people marching in the streets for George Floyd. That was a terrible thing, what they did to old George. They put the knee on his back. The poor man was there. Give me some air. I watched. Becky. It was a terrible, terrible thing. What they did to poor George Floyd, all over Europe and everywhere. Poor George Floyd. But now here we are, and we have 10 soul brothers and sisters gunned down. Where are the white people at? Where is all these people? Where is Black Lives Matter? But anyway, I'm talking about the white folks, the Caucasian people, the pink people, however you want to call yourselves, however you want to identify yourself, that's good for me. Where was these folks who were so outraged about George Floyd? Where is the outrage now that we have 10? And many of them are our elderly. 60, 80, 50 years old. The youngest being 32. Where's the outrage? So they wonder, where's the outrage from the white community? And they notice on Fox News and some of these other different news platforms. Now they don't come outright and say like they sort of understand why this boy, and one of the first things they always do, he has to have a mental illness. With Caucasian people, it's always a mental illness. They done lost their mind. Well, you see, he was abused when he was just a little itty bitty tyke. He was just abused by his mother, and even his dog Scruffy. The dog abused him when he was a little child. All this anger built up in him caused him to do what he done. It's just a mental illness. They always find a way to justify the actions of their murderers and their killers. Always. In fact, they might even start a GoFundMe for his defense. Who knows with these people? That's how they roll. But some folks act like they are shocked that the white community or whatever, it seems as though they're silent. They're not really outraged. They're not really speaking out. This is a real tragedy. Even the president, he ain't making no real big deal. He's just going through the motions. I'm going to go to Buffalo, New York and put a flower on there. And basically that's, just go through the motions. They are shocked because they're listening to all these different Caucasian platforms. And it seems as though this young teenager he's like a martyr. He really expressed something that many of them want to do or don't mind. Hey, nothing but black folks. Who cares? They breed like animals anyway. That's right, Becky. They do breed a lot. We only have like 1.5 children, and those black guys with the long dingling things, goodness gracious, where they get those things? And they have like 4.5 or 7.3 children. That's ridiculous, and you can't even support those people. You're all those children like that. Goodness gracious, golly. So they're shocked that this teenager is like a martyr. He's like a hero. And Dylan Roof, the other little racist idiot who killed all the black church members, that Dylan Roof was this killer's hero. And on the butt of the gun, it said, he wrote, "Here's your reparations." They can agree with that part because they don't want to give you nothing. There are those ADOS, Foundation of Black Americans, whoever, all these folks, we need to get all rid. They ain't going to give you nothing. They're going to give you exactly what this teenager done. They don't even want to talk about it. They get angry and upset. Don't even bring the subject up. They don't want to talk about the topic. They don't give you nothing. And the reality is, they don't like us for real. You're just tolerated in this country. They don't like you. Yeah, you can sing. They like your little songs, and you can play football or whatever. And some of y'all got good vagina. Some of y'all got good ding-a-ling. They like to see you do porn or whatever. We're just tolerated. You think being a slave in this country for over 300 years, they set you free, all of a sudden, the people in this country supposed to like you? That ain't how things work. We've done nothing in this country to be liked. Did you hear what I said? Yet we've done nothing in this country to be liked. So they would tolerate us as long as you stay in your place. And they always talk about, man, I wish you could go back to the good old days. What is the good old days? The good old days is slavery. The good old days is Jim Crow. The black codes. That's what the good old days is. I'm going to say that again. They don't like you. They just tolerate us because we've done nothing to like. They have no respect for you. Now we here offer, since 2018, we offer a vision and a plan called Operation Exodus Mississippi Campaign. This is 2022. It's a possibility if we had implemented that plan since 2018. Why am I so tongue-tied? Since 2018, and we proved ourselves valuable by taking a poverty-stricken state and make it a wealthy, functioning state, now you get respect whether they like it or not. You get power, you get influence. You not only obey laws, but you create laws that other people must obey. And you also control resources. We have nothing of substance. We have nothing and created nothing where they can respect us. You just tolerate it. And they made laws to protect us. Sometimes. Because clearly the laws don't protect a lone wolf gunman who always survived. Dylan Roof survived, and this guy survived. Most of them, when they get confronted with the police don't shoot them. And this is the way we like it. That's the way. We like it. We like living like this. Nobody has respect for us. You don't act like free people. You act like spoiled children. That's what you act like, spoiled children. You don't act like grown folks. We're living off the little tiddlywink stuff, the little crumbs, biscuits that was given to us during the Civil Rights era. Since the Civil Rights era, over 50 years ago, we've done nothing. Just live off what our ancestors done in the Civil Rights era. We've added nothing to the struggle except talk, incompetence, arrogance, pompous. But here come a teenager with a gun, bring your ass down the sides. We are spoiled children. Our grandparents created a multi-million-dollar business, and we live off the wealth. We did not do nothing to create the business. We don't do nothing to keep it going. The only thing we do is spend the money. That's the position of the so-called Negro, Black American in this country. We've done nothing to support ourselves. We living off the blood, the sweat, the tears, the sacrifice, and the deaths of our ancestors in the 60s and prior to the 1960s. We're a bunch of parasites on our own people. We've done nothing to make our ancestors proud. Absolutely nothing. Except a bunch of fancy talk. And you're going to turn around. What about my reparations? If people had respect, if you've done something where you have power and influence and gain respect, they would give you that. You don't have to run around here and beg for it. They would probably say, we need to do this because they're gaining power. They're gaining influence. We need to do something to try to keep them happy. But you have no power. You have no influence. You're just tolerated like roaches until you can get to the store and buy you some Raid. So they're not going to come out right and say, oh, some of the things, I don't agree with this child, this teenager killing people, but as far as reparations, I understand. I can get with that. And other parts of the racist ideology and mindset, they can get with some of that. They're not going to outright say that because they don't want to be condemned. You're a racist and all the other childish stuff. But you're going to see it in their actions. That's why this guy's a martyr.